HBO takes a probing look at three families facing the tragedies of schizophrenia. Into Madness, America Undercover, next on HBO.
HBO's Monday night main event brings home your favorites.
What I'm looking for is somebody to drive my mother around.
The movie that enchanted America.
She can say anything she likes.
I don't need you. I don't want you.
The movie that swept the Oscars.
But she can't fire you.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to drive you to the stove.
A movie of rare grace and humor.
I wouldn't be in your shoes if the sweet Lord Jesus come down and asked me himself.
An incandescent movie you will never forget.
What does that birth letter sound like?
B?
If you know your letters, then you can read.
Academy Award winner Jessica Tandy, Morgan Freeman, and Dan Aykroyd rediscover the resilience of the human spirit.
You ought not to be driving anything the way you see.
How you know how I can see less than you can look out my eyes.
The lessons of the human heart.
You're my best friend.
Driving Miss Daisy.
You took the wrong turn at Opelika.
Well, now you took it with me, Miss Daisy, and you got the man.
Monday on HBO. Spirited. Stirring. Magical. Memorable. Exhilarating. Triumphant. Daniel Day-Lewis, winner of the Academy Award for Best Actor. Brenda Fricker, Academy Award-winning Best Supporting Actress.
It's in here. Battles are won.
An extraordinary true story of courage and determination that will move you to laughter and tears.
If you've given up, I haven't.
My Left Foot, the story of Christy Brown. Premieres Sunday, May 19th, the best movies.
He was a Nazi at age 10, captured by the Allies at 17.
I was forced to look at documentary footage of concentration camps, and I said, who do they take us for? The stuff is staged. Our captors became so incensed that they started yelling at us. You goddamn Nazi bastards. This is what you have done.
Heil Hitler, Confessions of a Hitler Youth, the disturbing story of an army of children whose leader was the biggest monster in history, as it's never been told before, as it can only be seen on HBO, America Undercover. Premieres Monday, June 3rd.
Hey, buddy. It's time to play the HBO TV Guide Quest for the Best game. Got a pen? Got your game card? Got your longboard? Okay, just kidding. Don't touch that dial, because here we go.
HBO is the place to begin your quest for the best. A daily search that could win you $1 million instantly or over 8,000 other cash prizes. First, find the game card that came in your May cable bill or the April 27th issue of TV Guide. As you play, don't write on the card, just jot your notes on separate paper. Now here's today's winning combination from some of the movies and shows that make HBO simply the best. Whoopi Goldberg and Jim Belushi are two misfits who fit together in the drama H.O. for Homer and Eddie. Jackie Gleason finds the ultimate plaything for his spoiled son, Richard Pryor, in T.T. for the Toy. And Kevin Kline is easy to love but hard to kill, as Tracy Ullman and William Hurt discover in the black comedy D.E. for I Love You to Death. H-O-T-T-D-E. If you have this winning combination in the same color circles on your card, you've just won $100. Now, if they're all in the yellow diamonds, you've just won $1 million. If you think you've won, or if you need a game card, call 1-900-454-4321. The call costs $1.75 a minute. Callers must be 18 or older, and you'll need today's play number, which is 125. You can also write to this address. To claim your prize, follow the official rules on your game card. And even if you didn't win today, hold on to your card. You can keep playing twice a day with new games daily in TV Guide and nightly on HBO. Tomorrow, tune in at 7:30 before the high-flying hit Top Gun to play HBO and TV Guide's quest for the best. It's our way to thank you for being a part of HBO.
Hi everyone, I'm Matt Lauer with an HBO Entertainment News feature story. She has photographed some of the greatest entertainers of our time, from Ella Fitzgerald to Bruce Springsteen. In her first museum exhibition, photographer Annie Leibowitz recently displayed over 80 of her most famous portraits at the Smithsonian's National Portrait Gallery in Washington, D.C. The exhibition displays 20 years of work, each piece with a story of its own, like this early Whoopi Goldberg portrait.
I was sent a very rough tape of her act. And at the end of the act, she plays this little girl, and she wants to be white. Immediately made me think about, well, why don't I put her in a bathtub as if she's, you know, she's scrubbing herself and wants to be white.
Yet not all of the pictures have such artistic origins.
I'm driving up Highway 5 with Jane Winter, and from L.A. to San Francisco, and I look out the window, and Sly Stone is driving his two brand new white Lincoln Continentals up the road, and he's trying to pick us up.
And not all the portrait ideas were so well received by their subjects.
He went for it, but you can tell here he's sort of pissing. I mean, we just really got to roll off.
Perhaps Leibowitz's most famous portrait was one of the last photographs ever taken of superstar John Lennon with his wife, Yoko Ono.
He was murdered just hours after the photograph was taken. And then the photograph, this is an interesting thing about being in the media or doing something for a magazine. The photograph took on a life of its own.
And Leibowitz turned heads again 10 years later with one of 1990's most surprising spreads in Vanity Fair.
They were very physical with each other. They couldn't keep their hands off each other, and but it was kind of like, you know, this kind of physical, you know, punching each other in the arms, and, you know, and so Roseanne said, oh, we have to do something really violent, you know, in a joking sort of way. So I said, well, why don't we try mud wrestling? And they love the idea.
The Annie Leibowitz exhibition will travel to New York in September, and from there to more than a dozen cities around the world. Her photos will also be chronicled in a 230-page book spanning a career the artist promises is far from over.
I've always imagined that later when I can't walk, I said that I would probably like to teach. But as long as I can walk, I'm going to take pictures.
I'm Matt Lauer with this HBO Entertainment News feature story.
HBO takes a probing look at three families facing the tragedies of schizophrenia. Into Madness, America Undercover, next on HBO.
It's the kids in the hall.
I thought I'd drop by.
Boys, you don't want to run into me in a dark alley.
The kids in the hall.
Tomorrow at midnight on HBO.
The kids in the hall.
Oh, Brian Haley is concerned about his dog.
I was in his doghouse the other day going through his stuff. And, guess what I found? An inflatable leg.
Brian's coming to HBO.
My dog. You always hear about someone else's dog, but no, it's my dog, the pervert. Great.
Brian Haley, One Night Stand. Premieres Saturday on HBO. Catch him now or hear about it later.
On the next HBO Comedy Hour, star of In Living Color, Damon Wayans.
There he is!
It's all new.
Up in the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane, it's a wheelchair.
Adults only.
Uh-oh, it sounds like trouble!
And it may be his last stand-up performance ever.
I ain't doing comedy no more.
Damon Wayans, The Last Stand, premieres Saturday, May 25th.
Well, I was with the nutsack. He said over on, going with the nutsack.
On February 23rd, an undefeated Macho Camacho took on Greg Haugen in 12 rounds of toe-to-toe combat. The quick and flashy Camacho.
And Haugen goes down.
The persistent and hard-pounding Haugen. And the controversial ending.
Padilla takes a point away from Camacho in what could be a monumental turn of events.
The junior welterweight belt is up for grabs as HBO Sports presents the rematch, Camacho versus Haugen. Live Saturday, May 18th, 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific, only on HBO, the network of champions.
Director Sidney Lumet returns to the New York underworld in Q&A, a drama about an idealistic young prosecutor's encounter with judicial corruption.
It's a story of a young ADA, a very naive kid, ex-cop, who comes into the district attorney's office as an assistant district attorney. In the first case he's given, a legend in the force, played by Nick Nolte, a great old-timer cop, has shot somebody in the line of duty and is always in New York. Every shooting has an investigation, and the young ADA, played by Tim Hutton, is assigned the investigation of this shooting.
So I break a couple of heads. Huh? I mean, you know what we're fighting out there? They know it. I mean, that's why they hate me out there. There's Taxador, there's Montamo. For Christ's sake, they want to set you up. You can always find somebody to set you up, right?
Not if you're clean.
It's quite an amazing movie to me. It's a brutal, dreadful world that it examines, the real underbelly of the city. And yet it's a very complex picture in the sense that nobody turns out to be quite what they seemed like. The villains aren't exactly villainous and the heroes aren't completely heroic.
Armand Asante plays the villainous Bobby Tex.
The character that I play is, in a way, the pivotal character because he's the one who holds all the cards in his hand as to how the plot unravels and reveals itself.
What do you think? You're smart? You think I don't know why you got me down here in this cockamamie case? Because she's with me now. White bread. Oh, yeah, I know all about you and my old lady. She told me everything. If I catch you sniffing around her, you're going to get much more than you could ever handle.
Asante found the opportunity to work with Lumet to be a very rewarding experience.
He's one of the greatest directors to work with for an actor. He's an actor's dream. But he not only gives you the script way ahead of time so that you have time to go do your own homework and prepare the role, but then you have the luxury of rehearsing 2 weeks on a soundstage, which every set on the stage is literally taped out.
And I've never had an actor yet, whether they've had stage experience or not, who, even if they worried about rehearsing at the beginning, weren't in love with the process by the time we finished shooting.
This month on HBO.
HBO takes a probing look at 3 families facing the tragedies of schizophrenia. Into Madness, America Undercover, next on HBO.